Welcome to the Graves Recovery Camp show, where vibrant health is a way of life. I'm your host, Jen Danielle. I'm a real person healing my own Graves' disease with conventional and functional medicine. And now I guide other people to do the same. Are you ready to learn more about healing your Graves' disease? All right, let's get started. At Graves Recovery Camp, your wellness is very important to us, and every care has been taken to bring you the best content to help you achieve your wellness goals. Content from Graves Recovery Camp in no way constitutes medical advice and is not intended to be a substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your qualified healthcare providers with any questions you may have regarding a health condition. We also advise you to consult with your healthcare team before changing your diet or lifestyle. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking it as a result of the use of this site content. We make no guarantees about your experience or results from use of our content. You are using this content at your own risk, and you release Graves Recovery Camp, its officers, employees, and consultants of any liability relating to your use. Hello, everyone. It's Jen Danielle with the Graves Recovery Camp podcast. In this podcast, we focus on Graves' disease and what we can do to help recover from Graves' disease, get the right treatment at the right time. In this episode, we are going to be talking about cortisol and stress and what you can do about it. We'll be going through the tests for cortisol and different strategies that you can employ to help figure out how you can lower your cortisol or get it higher if you need to get it higher. So let's dive into it. Cortisol is a hormone that is produced by your adrenal glands, and your adrenal glands are tiny little glands on top of your kidneys. You can find out how your cortisol level is performing or what it is by doing a cortisol test. You can do a blood test, but many physicians prescribe a saliva test. And what you'll do is you'll have a few different vials that you will be spitting into at various points during the day. And what this will measure is the amount of cortisol hormone in your saliva at those various parts of the day. At the beginning portion of the day, your cortisol will be higher and it will decrease throughout the day in what is considered a normal cortisol level. So that's what we are striving for. But with the amount of stress that people have in their lives, a lot of people have cortisol that is elevated throughout the day, and that is what is contributing to Graves' disease and making it harder for your immune system to perform correctly or perform at its best. So what can you do to help reduce the amount of cortisol that you have running through your body? Well, one of the first things that you can do is start to manage stress. And managing stress is a challenge in the modern day and age that we have so many different demands on ourselves. And when we are carrying around our phones all the time, that could be a constant reminder to you of things that you need to do or attend to, or it pulls your attention away. So one of the first things that you can do to help moderate cortisol levels is lowering stress. Next, you can focus on eating a good diet. Some diet that is filled with fresh fruits, vegetables, a lot of water, things that are going to feed and nourish your body. Staying away from things like processed foods, high fat content, things like sugar are all things that should be avoided when you're trying to reduce your cortisol levels. Next is sleeping well. One thing that you can do, which is pretty easy, is try to get 8 hours of sleep. A good night's sleep can help your cortisol levels get into a normal range. If you are sleeping well night after night, that can help you get back into that range that you want to be in. Another topic or technique that you could check out is trying meditation or mindfulness. And right now, I am really enjoying an app called Oak. It was developed by Kevin Rose, and it provides a few different meditation options and lengths of time. And what I really like about it is how it has a streak that you can get on that you don't want to break that streak. And so it really motivates you to keep on doing your meditation practice. And I have been doing just 10 minutes a day, and my longest streak I think was 27 days, which was amazing. I went on a little trip and got out of my routine and broke that streak, but now I am building back up to it. Another thing that you can do to try to reduce your stress level and reduce your cortisol levels is taking up a hobby, some way to take your mind off things that are stressing you out and causing you to get worked up. Taking up a hobby can be something that's really good for you, just to get your mind off things. Next is learning to unwind. I know that this has been something that has been a challenge for me. I'm pretty high strung. So learning to relax is something that I need to cultivate. So that is something that you can try as well. Relaxation is just so important. Listening to music, just sitting and enjoying yourself and being still, that is something that can reduce the stress. Next on the list is laughing and having fun. It's hard to feel stressed out when you're having a good time. So if you can figure out how to have a good time, be happy, have a positive outlook, and laugh, it can help lower your cortisol levels. Next is exercising. Now, exercising when you have Graves' disease is something of a sensitive topic. So please make sure you're working with your healthcare team to figure out what is right for you. Right now, I am enjoying the Nike Training Club app. I do like that. It gives me a quick little workout, and they do have some very, very low impact workouts, things that combine yoga with just walking, so you can get movement without getting your heart rate up, which is something you want to make sure you're attending to very carefully, because our heart is at the heart of everything, right? Next is avoiding caffeine at night. Now, there's a lot of opinions out there about caffeine with Graves' disease and whether you should have it or not, but let's not let the cure be worse than the disease. So if you need a cup of coffee in the morning, talk to your doctor and figure that one out. My physician had recommended, stay with the coffee if you feel like you need it, but definitely don't have it at night because it is not going to help your cortisol levels. Another idea is having a good bedtime routine, some way that you're telling your body that it's time to wind down. Make sure you're putting your phone onto the non-blue light setting so that you're getting away from the blue light that affects your body, telling you that it's still daytime. And then there is also the just the stimulus that your phone is giving you different alerts and sucking you into different things that may or may not be pleasant for you to be experiencing right before you go to bed. Another idea is having good relationships, having people who are stable in your life, loving relationships with your partner, friends, family. That can be vital when it comes to leading a happy and fulfilled life and a life that has less stress. If your relationships are unhappy and unhealthy, they can really lead to a lot of stress. We know that. So making sure that you are cultivating those relationships that are very positive in your life. And the last idea I have for you is getting a pet. Getting a pet can be work. I have 2 Chihuahuas and I do love them, even though one of them doesn't like me. She just doesn't like me. She wants to like me, but she doesn't. I do find that when I am petting them, I do relax. You just focus on them, and my Chihuahuas are just the cutest things, and they do relieve stress for me. I know I give them a hug and cuddle them, and they are a lot of fun to be around. So getting a pet can actually help reduce cortisol as well. So what we talked about today is cortisol and stress and how to get tested for it. It is a good idea to make sure that you know where your cortisol is. You don't know if you need to reduce it or increase it unless you have a baseline of where you stand. Get that cortisol test requested, get yourself tested, and then keep those results as a reference so you know where you are. Talk to your physician about what you can do to start alleviating the situation if you need to raise it or lower it. Take some of these ideas that we discussed today and apply them in your own life if your cortisol is high, and help yourself get your thyroid back on track by getting your cortisol under control. With that, I want to thank you all for listening, and I do wish you so much luck on your road to recovery. Thank you. Were you recently diagnosed with Graves' disease? Are you feeling pressured to remove your thyroid? You may feel alone, where no one understands what you're going through, but I'm here to tell you there is hope. I believe with the right care and support, you can keep your thyroid, which is the reason for Graves Recovery Camp. It's a community-driven, step-by-step process designed to help you on your road to recovery. Graves Recovery Camp provides the guidance and support you need to mobilize your healthcare team and get better. If you believe that keeping your thyroid is the best choice, we would love to help you do just that. Head over to gravesrecoverycamp.com to join. Hi, it's Jen again. Just one more thing before you take off. Would you enjoy getting a few ideas on the gear you need to get your Graves healing journey started? Just head over to gravesrecoverycamp.com/gear guide. That's gravesrecoverycamp.com/gear guide. Drop in your email and you'll get your gear guide delivered to you. If you sign up, I hope you enjoy it.